everyone. Welcome again to the Real Life. That's not Real Life podcast. Oh my gosh. Oh,
You're good.
stop.
You're
Real life. Keep
Hey everyone, welcome to the Between Sundays podcast, or the BS podcast, and we are so glad that you're joining us today on the Friday edition. And so I'm your host, Dale Satrum. I'm here with my amazing two co-hosts, Katie Jones and Jeremy Lara.
What's up, guys?
So again, this is the Friday edition, and
Yes.
Fridays are unique because this is all about you, right?
Yeah.
Because what are we doing today?
Answering your questions.
I don't know,
Heck
isn't this
yeah,
the
we
best?
are.
We
It'll be
love
so
it when
fun.
you give us your questions. So please keep them coming.
Yeah.
And you know what? Today we have some really cool questions.
Yep.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
do.
well, they're always cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't ever had a bad question.
Yeah, that's messed
All
up.
right?
I can't
I mean,
believe
come
you
on.
would say
Yeah,
that
I know,
that's
okay.
terrible.
to the people
Loser.
watching.
All right, so
Public apology.
yeah, there it
Yeah.
is. All right, they're always cool. All right.
They are.
So, but we're excited with every question that comes in
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really quick though, what's everybody doing this weekend?
this weekend.
Yeah.
Weekend. Well, we have December to remember.
That's right. Tell them what you're doing.
Oh boy. So December to remember is going to be super cool. So you need to make sure you come on down here on Saturday.
Yes.
And what time is it, Katie?
1 to 3.
1 to 3. 2
Nice.
hours. Amazing.
Snow.
Family
Santa.
activities. Also, the adult center down here will have their Christmas
Bazaar.
bazaar. I mean,
Yep.
there'll be tons of things to do.
Yeah.
And apparently, I'll be a conductor.
Yes. It's
go.
Polar Express theme.
Polar
Yeah.
Express thing. Tom
So,
Hanks movie, remember?
Yes. Yep. Sam was saying the other day, he's like, "This is a testament to your leadership that we went along with such a creepy movie." And I said, "I don't know if that's a
That's funny.
leadership thing or just you guys were ignorant of what."
I would just made a bad choice. I
I
don't
love
know.
the Polar. Have you guys seen it?
Yeah, it's a great movie.
It's a great
yeah,
movie. It's
it
not that
is.
creepy. I will say the guy on the top of the train that's like the ghost. I don't know if he's like the ghost
yeah.
of Christmas Past, but he's he's making his coffee out of a sock,
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
kind of like a bum. He's
Yeah.
got like the
I'm going to admit something, Katie.
yeah. You've
never
never
seen the
seen
movie.
it. Oh,
What?
I know.
You've
I
never
could have
seen
told you
it.
that
You
because I
knew.
made a joke about you being that person,
And I went,
and
huh?
you were like, "Who are you
Is it-
talking
I had
about?"
nothing.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so I gave that away.
Yep. But it's
So
okay.
I guess I'll be looking like Tom Hanks,
Yes.
sort of.
He
The cartoon, the
said-
cartoon version of Tom Hanks.
Yes.
Yes. PD said he's like, I can do Forrest Gump, Tom Hanks, but I don't know if I can do the Polar Express
Right.
voice. I don't know.
Yeah,
So we'll see.
we'll see. You come and find out.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yes, do it.
exactly. You'll
Uh-huh.
do great. You'll
That'll
do
be-
great.
it'll
Are
be
you
fun.
wearing like a full costume? Is that the goal?
Well, they
or-
told me to wear a suit because Tom Hanks was in a suit, and they
Right.
bought me the little hat, okay, the little conductor hat,
Yep.
and I got to wear glasses kind of down on my nose because he looks over the
Yes.
glasses.
Nice.
And then my daughter told me to not shave until Saturday because he has like a mustache.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So
Yep,
I'll have
let's
like
grow that in.
4 days there or something
Yep.
because they said getting a fake mustache makes you look like a creeper. So
well,
I can't have that. So
for Halloween, I was Pitbull. Okay. And I did
That's
have.
crazy.
And
That's
you-
actually
yeah.
crazy. That's crazy.
And I did just draw it on a piece of tape.
oh,
Did you
You
put like
people
a head
never
mask on?
I had a bald cap.
See?
What
Yeah, the
heck?
kids loved it.
Oh.
uh-huh. All right.
Only 5 of them knew who Pitbull was, which was a little bit like disheartening
Uh.
because what is up with the next generation? I don't know, but
What is wrong with them?
Yes.
All right.
anyways,
crazy.
what about you, Jerome? What are you doing this weekend?
I'm trying to think. I don't think I got anything for this weekend, but the following weekend, our apartment complex is hosting an event for any small business or anyone that wants to be like an entrepreneur-ish or something like, I don't know,
Sweet.
can do like a little market. And so I told M, I was like, well, I would love to just bring my like coffee station over and sell coffee.
Yeah,
So I've been
that's
researching
cool.
how much cups cost,
wow.
milk, and all that stuff. So I
Aw.
might do that. That might be
That's
fun.
awesome.
So we do
That's so
lattes,
fun.
matcha. It's just at the apartment complex from 10
Nice.
to 2.
How fun is that?
You're
Yeah,
gonna have
so-
people at your guys' door.
I
being
know.
like,
Well, hey,
"Yo,
I
please."
don't mind too.
Yeah,
So yeah,
nice.
So cool.
yeah.
Very
So we
cool.
might
I'm
do that pretty
excited
soon.
for you
So
guys.
All right.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
so
All right.
for sure.
Does Emily make coffee with you? Like you guys both?
No, that's
Yeah.
she usually
likes to drink
loves
it.
making breakfast, and I'll
Oh.
make her these specialized lattes and matchas and
Perfect
everything
wow.
at
match.
home.
You guys
so,
are a
yeah.
good team.
Yeah, I spoil her and she
That's
spoils
awesome.
me.
There you
so,
go.
Yeah,
Very
it's a good
cool.
team. So
Aw,
yeah,
that's
it is.
sweet.
It is. Yeah, I know.
Newlyweds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys
love
gotta
it.
lock it in.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, that's perfect segue because the first question
Yeah.
is a marriage question.
Let's do it. So, question 1. My husband is not quite the spiritual leader I wish him to be. What advice do you have for wives who are currently trying to fill that gap? And how do we encourage our husbands to step out to the plate spiritually without nagging or forcing?
Well, should we start with Jeremy answering that question?
Yeah.
I got 2 months in, man. I'm still learning.
2
so,
months. 2 months in.
I think you guys want to hear past that first.
I'd love to hear both.
Yeah, we should hear both. I mean, come on. I think that a great question, by the way. Great question. I think there's a lot of dynamics that go on in men. I think a lot of men just feel they may not admit this. All right, so if I'm, selling out some of the men here with this question, sorry guys, but I think a lot of men feel inadequate, insecure, embarrassed, whatever word you want to use about this issue.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, no man wants to feel inadequate. It is a thing with men, ladies, okay? If you haven't figured that out yet, you need to. It is a thing with every man on the planet. He will avoid things that make him feel inadequate. So, this is an area that really, it's not because men aren't spiritual. It's because they don't know how to represent this. I think a lot of men want to. I think they're willing to. I think that, but because there's such a deep feeling of inadequacy, they haven't seen it modeled. They didn't grow up with it. And then they go to church, then they hear some pastor making them feel guilty about, you gotta be a spiritual leader. And, well, what does that even look like? What does that even mean, be a spiritual leader? I mean, I work, I take care of my family, I bring home a paycheck, I love them. Well, that's not enough? Okay, so I just think it's a hard thing for guys to know what that means, all right? That being said, it's still important that men try to move in this direction. So, what can you do to help them and encourage them? So, obviously, do all you can to not make them feel inadequate as you have this conversation, all right? So, point out what they do. They'll go to church with you. That's a good thing. I mean, thank them for that. Okay, most men need encouragement. That's just another thing about men. You gotta pass on the head once in a while. It's just the way it is, ladies. Sorry, right, Katie?
It's true.
It's true. I'm not telling you anything that ain't true here.
Yep.
So, but then maybe some of this. I mean, I don't know. Men need to learn what this looks like without guilt, without shame. Churches need to provide opportunities for men to kind of begin to figure out what this looks like. And so, we've got a men's ministry here and a men's group, and it would be really good if they could start attending. They need to hang out with other men who are trying to learn the same things, where they can get coached on what does it look like. I mean, what does it look like to be a spiritual leader in a home? And then they can begin to start practicing certain things, like what? Do you sit down and pray at mealtime? As the husband doesn't always have to pray, but he can set that tone. Does he pray with your kids if you have kids? And does he read some bedtime stories with them? Biblical stories. Get a good Bible book. I mean, good grief. The stories that I used to tell my kids, okay, I would not get them ready for bed very well, okay, because I love telling stories, and so.
And then the blood splattered.
Exactly, and I had to giggle and laughing, and I would do all the voices, and even to this day, the kids will. I mean, my kids are in their mid-30s, and they'll go, "Oh, I remember Dad always telling this story. I love the voices he would have with it." Yeah, so I mean,
so
that's sweet.
yeah. So but you don't have to. I'm a pastor. It's different, but you can still. They have tremendous, kid. Bibles these days. So there's a lot of practical things I think guys can think about doing. I mean, you start talking about being a spiritual leader, that's an intimidating statement. Spiritual leader, ooh, what does that even look like? It means praying with your family. It means reading Bible stories. It means maybe having a conversation about the message when you come home on a Sunday morning. I mean, we give outlines. We give fill in the blanks. Maybe it's men learning to be spiritually engaged on a Sunday morning. Their families see them worship. They see them fill in the blanks. The kids over here, mom and dad talking about the message, and there's questions that we get on Sunday mornings. You can go through those at home. So there's a lot of ways. Some people, if you grew up in a traditional home, they use this word. If you don't know what it means, it's okay. But we used to have devotions, okay? Devotions, family devotions. I know people who were scarred by those type of things because they were forced to read the Bible and whatnot. And you can do that with your kids and scar them. We spent more time in our family having what I call spiritual conversations. I think those actually have more value than devotions. Did I read the Bible to the kids? Yes. But what they were a part of were spiritual conversations that happened in our home all the time. I actually think that has a greater impact on your kids than devotions does. Devotions happen for a few moments at bedtime or in the morning. It can be very routine. It's a habit. It's not a bad thing. Please hear me. But do your kids ever hear mom and dad talking about God outside of that? The problem is that in many homes, kids never hear spiritual conversations. That's where they learn how to process life spiritually. Do they hear mom and dad talking about stress and life and money and relationships in the context of the Bible? What would God have us do? Well, what does the Word of God say? Well, the Bible says we got to love this person. So how do we do it? Kids need to hear you processing that stuff. And then kids are part of the conversation. Do you process life with them, school with them? They're not getting along with a friend at school. Do you bring God into the conversation, never making them feel guilty about it, but simply bringing in biblical points of view, biblical principles? The spiritual leadership happens with mom and dad. It happens with both. But eventually, men need to know spiritual leadership looks like all of this. It's all of that. Men just don't know what it looks like. That's part of the problem, and that's why you feel inadequate. If a man starts feeling good about what he does, he will kill it, okay? And then he gets affirmation from his wife. Oh, he'll do it even more, all right?
Yeah.
I mean, men are not highly complicated.
It's true.
We will chase affirmation. We chase affirmation.
Yeah.
Make me feel good. Ooh, I like that. Let's go in that direction. It's not hard, ladies.
Yeah, you got a good point. Jared would say the same thing. He's like, there's only two things I really need,
Yeah.
I won't go into what they are, but one of them's food,
Crazy.
So,
yeah.
Anyway, encourage the little things. And of course, you're always going to pray for your husband. I know you do that. But you keep praying that maybe God helps him understand or see. Maybe there's ways too, ladies, that you can encourage some of this stuff to where he doesn't feel inadequate. You could initiate a conversation on the way home from church, or you could initiate just a conversation about, hey, can we talk about the message today? Maybe as we're having lunch. Or, okay, he wants to watch football. Don't interrupt that. Find another time that fits. I mean, really, I'm just going to say,
Can I say I am not a huge fan of, and I not to beg on this at all, because I completely get what this person is saying. But like, you don't need your husband to spiritually lead you. You can spiritually lead yourself for a long time. Yes, it would be great. We want our husbands to be the spiritual leader of the family, but don't wait on that either. You can open your Bible. You can be doing this stuff too. And so I think like lots of times I personally know several women where it's like, oh, like I'd go if my husband went. I'd go, like I'd do it if he did it. It's like, well, that might not happen for a long time, and you don't know the impact of you just taking the lead on something for a while and not nagging him about it, and he just sees the change in you. Like that could have a profound impact and make him want to join you in that journey at some point. But if you are just holding out for it, that wouldn't make his faith any more sincere than your faith if you're only waiting to grow in that area for your husband to grow in that area too. Not necessarily saying that's what this person is doing, but just as a general rule of thumb, I've seen a lot of women just not be interested in something because their husband is, like, they have that little desire, but they're like, if he's not going to do it, then I'm not. Well, go for it. Go for it, because
you're still responsible for your own spiritual growth and development.
Yes,
so
exactly.
You really can't blame that on your spouse, and so you really need to. You know what? I need to follow Jesus whether my husband or my spouse does or not,
Yep.
and then figure out what that looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Good
stuff.
question.
Yeah, great question.
Tough question, too.
Second
So-
question, PD, how would you say you have changed spiritually from when you started Foothills to now?
Yeah, I saw that question, and that's a great question. It surprised me. It's a great question. No one's ever asked me that before. So whoever wrote this question, well done. Because it really causes me to pause. I'm like, wow, how would I answer that question? So the first of all, the Pastor Dale who started the church at 33 years old is not the same person today. Obviously, I am not the same person at all. I mean, I was 33. I am 60. It is not this. I am not the same guy. Life changes you, pain changes you, circumstances, the journey. I mean, so yes, lots of changes. How do I explain that? That's the dilemma in answering this question. So let me try, and then when I'm done with that, this is probably a question I'm going to be thinking a lot about after it's done. I mean, really, a lot of these questions, I'm done with them, and then I kind of forget about them and move on. This one, I'm going to be thinking about a lot. So, hey, again, well done, whoever wrote this question. And I think that, first of all, when I was 33 years old, I think I had a lot more answers than I have today. Life made a lot more sense at 33 in terms of my relationship with God. I think back then was much more contractual. What I mean by that was, if I do this, God will do this. Okay? If I do this, God will do this. And yes, the Bible does say that at times, and it implies that many times. And I think I was very clear, if I do this, I knew exactly what God would do. And I think over the course of 27 years, almost 28 years of being a pastor and following Jesus and whatnot, I don't look at it that way anymore. If I do this, will God bless in some way? Absolutely. I still believe that obedience equals blessing. Always have. But I have absolutely no idea how God's going to bless, or what God will do, or how God will fulfill, or I absolutely no idea. Okay, so will it equal blessing? Yes. But God's going to do what God's going to do. God will do it in His timing. He'll do it in a way that will surprise me. He'll do it in a way that, it won't look probably like anything I thought it was going to look like. And I'm going to be okay with that, all right? So I think I embrace mystery far more than I did when I was 33 years old. That goes back to being much more assured, you know. I mean, I had been a pastor for 12 years, and, you know, I got a bachelor's degree, I got a master's degree, I would jump through all the hoops. You know, I mean, there's just a lot of things you get figured out, right, at 33. And it's just not that way anymore. So I embrace the mystery. Following Jesus is mysterious. How He works in our lives and how He changes our lives. I think I had way more answers. I have less answers today. I'm much more comfortable with saying, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know maybe I can answer some of those questions, a few pieces of it, but then there's this mystery. God's much bigger to me today than He was when I was 33.
I love that.
He's just big. And He's enormous. You cannot comprehend God. Now, I went to seminary. My job was to explain God. And now, after all these years of ministry, I'm like, yeah, I got nothing. I mean, I got some pieces. And other than that, again, he's enormous, mysterious. Doesn't make me follow Him any less. It just means I think I see myself in comparison to God differently, where I'm smaller than I was before. That's not discrediting myself. It's just like it's like God got bigger, I got smaller. I think I'm also much more aware. I'm less legalistic. Not that I ever thought I was, but in hindsight, I was. Because if you think you have it all figured out, you are naturally legalistic and judgmental of other people, and you're thinking, well, I've never seen you that way, but I think I was internally, because I have it figured out. Why can't you? It's
Mm.
just that comes with youth. And then as life shows you, life is more complicated than you think. It's harder than you think. It's more painful than you ever imagined. You go through all those experiences, and you can see now why people struggle with things they struggle with. You have much more grace for people, and you have much more humility about your own struggles. And so God shows you I have a much higher level of self-awareness of my own shortcomings and my own sinful tendencies and my own uh, weaknesses than I've ever had before in my life. And I think time and maturity shows you that. It's like by the grace of God, I am still standing and in ministry, and it's Him, not me.
Mhm.
And so all of that, I mean, it's just, and that's scratching the surface.
Right.
That's just scratching the surface answers, you know?
Yeah.
So I relate to God differently. We are blunt with each other and raw, and I think I've always been that way. But if you could even be more so, I am. I process everything with God, all the ugly, all the emotions, all. I mean, I've been angry with God. I've been depressed with God. I've been hopeless with God. Pick an emotion. I've been there with God,
Mm-hmm.
and He's handled it all. None of this messiness surprises Him. So I think I understand the love of God better because of that.
Mm.
So He'll never leave me. Nothing can separate me from His love, not even all my messiness. So yeah, how's that for a short answer? How's that? Huh?
Love
There
it.
you go.
Yeah, that's
I think
great.
that was a
Thank you for
great-
that.
Yeah.
thanks,
Great
Lara.
question.
Yeah.
You know, great question.
Yeah. Question 3 then. So, question 3 says, "How do I balance doubt and belief?" Katie, you want to go first? Since
Yeah, you guys
I know
both look
Dad-
at me.
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
you guys want to start? I mean,
Jeremy?
jump in.
Well, I love that question because and I know we've touched on this before, but I can't remember if it was you that said this or I saw it somewhere, and it was questions and doubt don't cheapen faith, it deepens it. Because there's no place in the Bible that says, if you doubt me, I'm going to leave you either. There's just tons of stories of people in the Bible, imperfect people asking God, "Show me you're here," or "Why did you leave me?" And then all of a sudden, like, God is still there. So I think, and basically, even just going off of what you just said too, Dale, your relationship with God is just even so much deeper, if possible, than at 33 because you brought all those emotions to Him. It's like, almost like a marriage. Like if you only show a certain part of yourself, you're only going to get so deep with your partner too, right? But if your partner is able to see other parts of you, maybe the ugly parts that you don't necessarily want anybody else to see, and they still love you, how much deeper is that relationship? And I know doubt isn't necessarily a flaw either, so I'm not trying to say that, but I think it's so normal. I think Christians don't do a good job of making space for doubt, to be honest. I don't think we have a culture of
I totally
that.
agree. I'm glad you said that because I want to jump on that. I think we look at doubt as a sinful thing. We look at doubt as the opposite of faith. It is part of your journey.
Absolutely.
You cannot separate the two. We are always going to have doubt and faith going on at the same time. Just admit it. And I think Christians don't give themselves permission to admit that because somehow that's bad, that's sinful, and we see them as enemies. They're not. It's part of our humanity. Faith and doubt exist together. They will always exist together. And so it's okay. It's part of the journey. It's part of learning. You should be processing your doubt with God. I'm not supposed to doubt God. You do. Every one of you listening out there are going to doubt God, probably even currently. Don't some of you doubt whether God's going to meet a certain need in your life? Come on, let's be honest. God, are you going to ever meet this need? Does God ever meet all those needs? I mean, is He ever going to? All right, some of you are lonely. Some of you you're struggling with hope. You're struggling with being fulfilled in your job. You're struggling with finances. You're struggling with something going on in your life. And right now you're struggling with, is God ever going to meet this need? You're praying for someone who hasn't changed yet. Will they change? Will they ever change? You're struggling with a strained relationship. Okay, we can just keep going. Okay. And so you've prayed about it, but in your heart, okay, and maybe you've prayed a long time and you have these things going on inside of you and you're like, I know I'm supposed to pray in faith, but at the same time I have doubt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's okay. God already knows you have doubt,
Yeah.
and yet you're still praying. Isn't that what the Father did when Jesus was, the Father brought a demon-possessed boy to Jesus? He says, if you believe, anything's possible. And the Father in desperation says, I do believe, but help my unbelief.
Mm-hmm.
That right there is the most beautiful statement. I love that statement. I have a measure of faith, but I don't have enough, or I don't have it in completeness yet. You're right. That's the spiritual journey for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, good grief. We started this church 27 years ago. Do you know how many faith conversations I've had with people over the years of things that we've done as a church, and people said, I don't have faith for that. I can't believe God's going to do that. I mean, we've raised money. We've had building projects. I mean, I had people leave the church because they didn't believe that God could raise over $1 million when we purchased this building. They left over it. I can't believe that. God will not bring in that much money in a church in Malala. That's impossible. And they left.
Wow.
They doubted. That's okay. And there are people who did doubt and they stayed. Okay, I mean, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then God came through, and then people's faith grow, and so it's all part of the journey. It's all part of the process. It's messy. Okay.
Yeah.
This is messy. This is Between the Sundays podcast. And you can come in on Sunday morning and be filled with faith. You show up on Monday, and all of a sudden you're fearful and doubtful. That's real life right there, folks. That's real life. Doesn't make you a bad person. Doesn't make you a bad Christian. Doesn't mean you don't love Jesus. Okay? It just means you are in process, trying to figure it out. What does it look like? Trying to trust him. All right? So, I don't know. How do you balance the two? You embrace it. You don't balance it. You embrace it. You embrace your doubt. Lord, I'm struggling believing this. It's okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes don't we even struggle on a really bad day? I have. Lord, do you still love me?
Mm.
Come on. It's a feeling. I know what the Bible says. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Believe me, I can quote it too. But in that moment, you're kind of going back to him again, going, you still love me, right? Huh? Right? So, come on.
Yeah.
Embrace it.
Yep.
Anyway,
Yeah,
that probably didn't help this
absolutely.
person.
No,
No,
I
I think
definitely
that's great.
think
I
it
think that's a
did.
great answer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think when it comes to doubt and faith, you have two people in the Bible, Paul and Job, both in circumstances
There you go.
that are tough, time and time again, where it's not just one event that's happening, but Job kept on losing things, and Paul kept on running into obstacles over and over again as well. And yet, Paul realizes his flesh and still continues to have hope in the Lord. And Job starts to doubt and question the Lord, but his faith remains. And in Job 13, he still talks with the Lord of like, I'm still going to put my hope in you,
Well, yeah.
even though I see all this. So I think it's just acknowledging it, like you said. Is it hard to balance it? Yes. Will you always doubt? Yes. But can you have faith as well? Yes.
And I think the doubt they're
absolutely.
talking about, I love that, Jeremy. Thank you for that. I think that the faith and doubt, we're not doubting the existence of God. We're not
Right.
doubting that he's there or he's the creator. No, I don't think that's what this person is referring to, because that's usually not the issue. We start doubting. Sometimes we doubt the care that God gives us. It's the emotional things. We doubt that experience in real life. Is he going to come through in this way that I desperately need him to? Is he going to come through and provide for me, my heart, my emotions, these internal things? All right. Yes, we can look at, is God going to come through with money and those material things? And that's part of it too. But what I've seen over the years with myself and even with people, it's the internal things. We doubt God's care. We sometimes question his goodness. His compassion. Those are the things that we start struggling with.
Right.
Life, circumstances, pain, disappointments, Now we're leaning in, asking those deeper questions about God and his character.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
This one says, how do I set boundaries and still be Christ-like? With holidays approaching, there are certain family members that really test me.
Oh, a
It's a
holiday
great
question. Well,
It's a great question.
well, Katie, you want
Yeah.
to? Yeah.
Yeah, well,
you
you know,
host holidays.
right?
Come on.
Yes, and I think that probably almost anybody could relate to this. We're always going to have someone where maybe we butt heads with, or we have a history with, or something like that. But this is such a good question. I think intentionality is the first step. So even just you asking, setting boundaries while also being Christ-like is such a great stepping stone.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't have the perfect answer, but I will say praying for my difficult family member, we'll just say members, I don't know, has been pivotal for me in that journey. And really, that is where it all started too, was like I had a lot of anger over things, prayed about it constantly, and it can only be attributed to God for helping me. Now, all I really feel towards this person is just a lot of sympathy. And so it really changes things. As far as the boundaries, though, even that's biblical. I mean, Proverbs is full of boundaries.
Yeah,
if you need a spot in the Bible to look and not feel guilty about setting boundaries, go
boundaries
to Proverbs.
are Christ-like.
Yes.
Jesus had boundaries, so it's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that'll look different for everybody in every situation that we're talking about here. But I think boundaries are necessary, and you and your spouse or your family, whatever the situation, you're gonna have to decide and pray about it, what those actually look like for you. In my case, it was you're always welcome here, but maybe you don't take my kids anymore, or but you're always welcome here at our house with us. That's just one example, but it was for this person, I wasn't the point of contact anymore.
Right.
It was moving it to someone else who is better with that, but I'm still really kind to them when I see them. I'm going to give them a hug when they're at my house and love on them, and they're always welcome, but I'm just not going to be the one always constantly reaching out. That's going to be someone else. I know that's broad. I'm trying not to get too detailed, but because I think that really helped me really love that person better when I cut a couple of those ties, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, I mean, that's all I have. I say pray about it and really feel at peace with whatever boundaries you feel is going to help you and your family be in a healthy spot.
I think that's a great answer. I don't have any more on that.
Okay.
Unless you do.
I think again, I want to reemphasize that boundaries are good. Boundaries are biblical. We really can't have healthy relationships without boundaries. Okay, and so that's something that I think is absolutely necessary. Communicating boundaries in advance, I think, is absolutely essential. Especially if you have a person in the family that is a boundary buster. And sometimes we all have experiences with that. So, and those are difficult conversations to have. So at the same time, as we deal with difficult people, we also know that God's working on us.
Yeah.
I mean, he's working on us. And so sometimes we got to realize that as difficult as holidays are, what's God wanting to do in you? And so maybe maybe you haven't set boundaries, and so he's wanting you to have hard conversations, and maybe you're the proverbial peacemaker, and so you don't have these conversations, and you let people walk over your boundaries, and then you just complain about it when the holidays are over. And so for some of you, it might be time, the Lord's wanting you to grow and set boundaries and have conversations. Those conversations, again, don't have to be ugly. They can be very loving, and they need to be. So it's an opportunity for you to grow. Sometimes you have to realize that maybe do I need to set boundaries, or do I just need to learn to be more gracious? Because people just bugging you is one thing, and sometimes that's for your growth. We're always going to be hanging out with people that are irritating to us and our personalities, and you can't just set a boundary for every person that irritates you. And so
Yeah.
that's
Dang it.
for
No,
yeah,
just
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
And so
kidding.
learning to love difficult people is part of the journey.
Yeah.
It just is. You know, I know that that's probably not helpful, but it's to some
Well,
people. But
You're
it's,
onto something though, because I do feel like I know it's cliche, but sometimes when you pray, instead of praying for that person to change, you can ask God to change your heart towards that person. And in my case, that's more so what happened than the actual person changing. And
Right.
I'm nowhere near perfect. I mean, this person still can drive me crazy, but
yeah, we know you're not, Katie. We
yeah,
work with you.
right, yeah. Never want to claim to have it all figured out here, but I do. I feel like that, and that is 100% the Lord, because it's not a Katie thing.
Right. Yeah, because sometimes the point is He changes us.
Yes,
And so,
exactly.
you know, all pain, on being uncomfortable, moving us out of our comfort zone, which happens in a variety of ways, and sometimes it's just working with difficult people.
Yeah.
I know it's the holidays, and we want to romanticize the holidays because we want it all perfect and wonderful and sweet and warm fuzzies. But let's face it, the
not a
reality
Hallmark
for
movie.
most people's holidays, it's not like that.
Yeah.
It takes an extra measure of grace where you go into situations, you're hanging out sometimes with people that, even though they're relatives, they might not be people you normally hang out with. And now you're thrust together in a holiday event, a dinner, a whatever, in somebody's house. I mean, you know how awkward some of this stuff is? It is. It's difficult. So sometimes you need to set boundaries. Sometimes you don't. And it's time for you just to love people and figure out what the Lord's asking you to do in that situation.
Yeah.
It's tough. Holidays are tough. This is why holidays create so many emotions. This just does.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do.
What about you, Jeremy? Any words of wisdom on that
I
one?
think with the family members that I've seen, I don't like my whole family, you know, extended, we would just continue praying specifically for their family, because I remember this one person got changed within their family, and it was prayer for like 10 years, just continuous prayer. Now that person is completely different to this day. But, you know, praying for their specific family is important, because wherever that personality or that emotion is deriving from that, you know, or maybe just from their personal selves. But I think that's all I had to say. So I agreed with what you said. I know prayer is kind of like the cliche answer, but once you understand the power of prayer, then you see how potent in a good way it can be. And so, absolutely. So,
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
all right. Well,
Good stuff.
Yeah.
let's do question
Hopefully that
5.
helps
You got
somebody.
it?
Last question.
Look
I
at
do.
you.
Yeah. Okay, question 5. Our final question for today. Is God disappointed in me when I feel stressed about giving around the holidays?
No.
Around the holidays.
Anytime I hear a question like that, too, it kind of hurts my heart. Is God disappointed in me? Oh. So, holidays and giving. And I don't know what aspect of giving they're referring to. You know, I mean, we give our time, we give resources. I mean, giving, you know, buying presents for kids. I mean, it is the season of giving. I get it, and yet you're strapped. We talked about how crazy the economy is, and things are expensive. And is God disappointed in you? No. Okay, can I just say that? I think sometimes Christians pack around a lot of this guilt and shame, thinking that God is always disappointed in them. And man, I wish we could move people away from that, because it does nothing good in you. It's a barrier in your relationship with God. It's a barrier in your relationship with other people. You know, God is disappointed. My guess is you've probably had a parent or somebody say that to you. I'm so disappointed in you. And so now that's a voice in your head that we spiritualize, and we think God is disappointed. Listen, God is very acquainted with our struggle. It's just our humanity. He knows we're broken and fallen, and that's why He died on a cross for our sin, and that's why there's forgiveness, and that's why He's placed His righteousness upon us. Okay, so how about we just relax with the whole God's disappointed? I'm sorry you feel that way. I wish I could just zap it away, so I know it's not going to go away overnight. He loves you, okay? Hear me. He loves you. Nothing can separate you from his love. I mean, read Romans 8. Get Romans 8, the last third of that chapter. Just read that today. And he's not disappointed in your struggle. You're struggling with resources. You're struggling with finances. You're struggling with time. I don't know what area of giving you're struggling with. He sees it all. He knows you're struggling with it. He actually hurts with you that you're struggling with resources. And I mean, so he's right there in the struggle with you. And so he's not disappointed in you. He is there for you. He wants you to turn to him. He wants you to trust him. Talk to him about it. Tell him you're frustrated with it. Tell him that you feel guilty about, I wish I could do more and I can't and I'm struggling with doing anything. Have the conversation with him. And don't listen to some well-intending Christian to spiritualize the process. And I don't know. You guys need to chime in. I'm going to keep going. You guys, I want this person here so I can hug them.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Man, I would just say, in times when you feel financially stressed to give, the Lord always provides. Even about 3-4 weeks ago, there was a woman that came to us in third service, and she came specifically to my wife, and she's like, the Lord just told me to give this to you.
Mm-hmm.
Just gave us $100
Mm-hmm.
just when we were needing it.
Yep.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, that's crazy. And I've seen so many other times of us giving in moments, and I specifically in the box of tithing, but just how the Lord provides for stuff like that. So I think having that faith in the Lord that he is always going to provide. And like you said, that blessing looks different every single time. It's, we're not going to get $100 like each time for the same lady,
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Or I give 10,
unless we
God
sign
gives me
like
100.
like
It's
a
like,
contract or something, but it's a blessing that the Lord will provide in a unique way. And so even my sister and brother-in-law right now, they had to pay a lot for their car, which she was just telling me yesterday. And every time my parents like, hey, we won't be able to get gifts for like anyone this year. In my head, I'm like, well, back in the Bible, there was no Santa, there's no Christmas presents, there's none of this. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yep.
that's fine. Like as long as you're with your family
Mm-hmm.
for the holidays,
Yep.
that's what people remember most.
Connecting
Yeah, that's
relationally,
great, Jeremy.
way more important than the material things.
Absolutely,
Absolutely.
But it's hard because there's enormous pressure out there for
yeah. There
that.
is, for sure.
Enormous pressure.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Katie, you got anything to add with this?
No, you guys nailed it. I don't have anything to add.
Like I said, I just want this person here so I could just give him a hug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's more going on. You see, sometimes with all these questions, there's backstories. There's things we don't
Right.
understand, and
Yeah.
I would have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I would like to ask this person more questions, just to dig down into the emotions a little bit more and find out what's going on, and why do you feel like God's disappointed in you? I think that's a common phrase from Christians. I've heard a lot of over the years. And so it always makes me want to pause and go, oh, I want to ask more questions.
Yeah.
I did just think of something. I would be curious speaking of questions, really asking yourself, is this pressure I'm feeling to do something specifically coming from God, or is it my surroundings of people? And,
People, culture, whatever
some
it is. Yeah.
people you might be feeling like the pressure and the stress of something, and you feel so much pressure and stress because it's not the Lord telling you to do it. It's like, other voices, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like it's pretty, and not always, but like, I feel like it's sometimes pretty clear where it's like, nope, you were at this moment right now to give that person. I've had those moments. Moments where I'm with someone and I'm like, I feel this overwhelming pressure to do so. I mean, without getting into too many details, I've ran into like people where I'm like, I gotta go get them groceries right now. I'm gonna go do it right now, and I feel this like overwhelming, like you gotta go do it right now, and didn't.
You didn't?
I didn't feel.
Oh,
You're crazy.
And I didn't do it. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't feel any stress about giving that away.
right.
But there's other times where I'm like, and this year specifically, Christmas things, I've let go of a couple things that I've done in years past because I'm like, this causes me so much stress and pressure that I reevaluated it. I'm like, I don't feel like I'm being pushed by the Lord to do this at this time. and it's okay to let go of other certain
Yeah.
things. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think this larger issues. We don't know the situation behind it, but because of feeling the pressure for giving and whatnot, years ago, we went back to family members and for some of our Christmas gatherings, and we redefined it. Can we just stop all the present stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Can we just why are we doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we buying each other stuff? The pressure to buy each other stuff, buying stuff that nobody really wants or needs anyway. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Can we just get together and have fun
Yep.
and enjoy being together?
Yeah.
And then make it about something different so that we don't
Yeah.
have the pressure to do that. So,
So
You know,
nice to let go of that stuff. My
Oh,
family
yeah.
cut out adult gifts a while ago, and we only do the kids.
yeah.
And even
then-
that, we draw kids' names.
Sure.
So there's ways around it.
Well,
but
yeah, you morph and you change. We do something
Mhm.
really fun with Lisa's side of the family, and we stopped doing gifts with at a certain age. I mean, little kids all get gifts still,
Yeah.
but we all don't buy it. They don't get like 100 gifts from everybody.
Right.
They still get some, and I won't explain how that works.
Yes.
But for all the adults, we've moved in, and it's hilarious. We do white elephant.
Yeah.
We
Nice.
have a total white elephant Christmas thing, and it is so much stinking fun.
So fun.
Oh yes, and so
You get
yeah,
some crazy
we go
gifts
buy
at
stuff
those.
or find stuff, but it's
Funny.
it's
I could
funny
totally
and
picture
it's
that.
enjoyable, and we laugh and we're crying sometimes because we're laughing so much.
Yeah.
And it's a good
That's
time.
awesome.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
So there's different things you can do.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
That is.
All right.
Okay. I don't have anything.
Me neither.
All right.
Let's
Thank you
go.
Yes.
once again.
Thank you so much for sending those questions, you guys,
Yes,
because
yes.
that is literally the lifeblood. We love having the BS crew in here with us. That's you guys. So
Yeah,
keep
absolutely.
sending those questions to bspodcast@foothillsonline.com, and then follow us on YouTube and Instagram because we'll put stuff out on there. And that is B Sundays podcast.
Nice.
I'll get it down one of these times, guys. The name change. It's still up here, our
I
old
know,
one. But
it's hard.
anyways, we want to connect with you guys. So, and we have growth goals. So we're
on.
going for 1,000.
Mhm.
Okay, that's a baby step. Come on, that's if each
That's
of you
easy.
just shared it with like one or
Yes.
two of your friends, and they joined the
Absolutely.
BS crew. That is
Yep,
what
join
that
the
is.
BS
So
crew. Get some more people. Come on.
throw it in the
Absolutely.
group chat.
Yes.
We'll be here.
All right.
right.
See you
All
guys.
right, bye.
Bye.